The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Just a heads up, ladies and gents, this one's got a fair bit of blue language in it, as you can probably expect. It's after Peterborough, for God's sake. And so, there it is. The first leg of the playoffs is over, and Sheffield Wednesday have capitulated into a staggering, that's what they call it on BBC Sport, 4-0 defeat. So where does the blame lie? Is it the fans? Did we expect too much? Is it the players for not putting a shift in? Or does it all lie at Darren Moore's feet? Join us tonight as we try and make sense of the most embarrassing results in the club's recent history. 4-0, lads. Oh, we've got to listen. Let's try and get at least 45 minutes out of this and see where we're going. But in other news, Holly, I've noticed that shirt you're wearing. I thought it was the 150th anniversary shirt. What is it you've got there?
This is a winner's shirt. Thank you very much. I thought I'd wear it for inspiration.
Well, they should have worn it on Friday night. How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Did you just get boshed up like everybody else did to drown the sorrows?
We won the league, so obviously we all chugged a lot of vodka from a trophy, which I don't have because someone took it into a nightclub. But my team, Pontycalls, won the league, so someone got to celebrate at least.
Congratulations.
Yeah, fair play, fair play. What about you, Ash? What have you been up to this weekend? Did you watch a bit of Eurovision?
I didn't. No, it was in the Rogers household. It was a household of mourning, Dan. And not because of the football. No, my daughter's hamster died over the weekend. So not only was myself and my son well pissed off because of the football, my daughter was well pissed off because her beloved hamster Coco died. So yeah, it's all fun and games in the Rogers household this weekend, mate.
Yeah, send my love to your long-suffering missus after the weekend she's just had. What about you, Blair? Have you got yourself a sleeveless knee on top because of the Eurovision Song Contest, or are you just going to try and get back in the blue and white stripes and get yourself up for this Thursday?
That's what I've been doing. I'm in the 90s shirt. I heard we were good then, apparently.
Yep.
Personally, I've been evolving mentally.
Yeah.
Not physically. I've been in peak condition for 2 decades.
Oh, right. I tell you what,
you scream it, Blair, when I look at you, mate.
I know.
There's a bit on the Manscaped adverts that we put on at the end where you say I am fully seeded, and it still makes me laugh every time. It still absolutely slaughters me. But listen, that's enough farting around the poo. So let's get into it now. I'm going to try and go through some of these incident by incident because sometimes this is a bloody nightmare. I think those who listened last week, I said to, I think it was Simon, I went, Simon, listen, tell me about this penalty. And he gave me a 3-minute rundown of the game. And then I went, John, what about this penalty, though? He gave me a 3-minute rundown of the game. And guess what? When Stevie spoke, you know what I mean? So let's try and just do this bit by bit. So I tell you what, who's gonna back me up here? Ash, Dawson was shit for that first one, wasn't
he? Who's gonna back you up?
Oh, are we doing this in like chronological order? Do you want to talk about the starting 11? You know how?
Do you know what? I tell you what. Yeah. Do you know what? I thought about that. When
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, Dan, but you know.
No, let's do it. Let's talk about starting lineup actually, Ash. So we've discussed at length on this podcast that the three in midfield isn't working with the absence of George Byers. So Darren Moore, with the return of Windass, had an opportunity to get into what we would perceive as a more attacking formation, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think before the game, people have got memories of what happened at Huddersfield and maybe so much last season at Sunderland as well, where we went out very defensive, maybe looking for a draw, and people were worried about what sort of lineup he'd pick. And I don't think anyone can disagree saying that it was quite an attacking lineup. Yes, I know we're short of bodies and he's very restricted on who he's going to pick anyway, but I thought, yeah, he's gone with it, not all out, obviously balls out to go and score every time we attack or anything, but it was at least it wasn't going to be 8-9 behind the ball, hit him on the break type things. We haven't got the pace for that anyway, as we know, as seen. But yeah, I got no issues with the starting lineup, to be honest, when I saw it. So
yeah, I must admit, when I first saw it, I thought that's exactly what we need, right? And if we've got Windass feeding 2 people instead of 1, then you know it can only be a positive thing, right? You know what I mean? So I mean, what did you think, Blair?
Sorry, I'm muted. I thought well, I don't want to get into players yet because we'll save that until next week, depending on what happens this week. Because like, I could have bigger. I could slag off Patterson now, and he could score an hat-trick on Thursday, and I'll be looking the right twat. So personnel-wise, I thought it was good. I mean, I've never liked this formation, and when I saw how they set up with the 4-2-3-1, it just counters your 3-5-2 like immensely with it. Because there's massive holes in your wing where the wing backs need to be. So
right.
That's what happened. So I was happy with what he picked, yeah. But when I saw how they lined up, I was wary as soon as I saw how their formation was. It's
interesting you picked on their formation because like I was looking at that. Is it that big stag they've got up front, that Clark Harris? And I remember thinking, I can't remember since David Hurst the last time we had one of those. Like your Alfie May. And Clark Harris and all these people that absolutely just shit goals all season. When was the last time we had one of them?
Well, Smith's got 20.
He hadn't.
Yeah. In all competitions, including Pizza Cup, so it doesn't count. People saying he scored 20, it doesn't count. Fuck off.
To be fair, then I wonder.
Ash, a big Michael Smith fan.
Well, I tell you what, Holly. Let's put a pin in that actually. So, Holly, Michael Smith, right? I had a couple of text messages after the game and a couple of comments thrown around. I was in Walkabout in Brighton watching this game, and I managed to find the only Peterborough fans in the entire South Coast that decided to watch it in the same bar as me. Cost me a round of Jaeger bombs. 12 of them. 12 bloody Peterborough fans, and I'm sat there with the lads from work who just finished going, yeah, lads, this is going to be a right game of football. It were. But not for the Sheffield Wednesday fans. But a few people text me saying that Michael Smith could have worked harder. Like, they didn't really rate his performance. I know there's a few shitty performances on that field, but in terms of graft, Michael Smith's come under some pelters from some people who text me. Have you had the same thing?
Well, I don't know whether that's his game anyway. Whenever we press him, Patterson does it, Windass does it, whoever else does it, but I don't think he ever does that anyway. So I think you're just expecting the wrong stuff from him, really. And I know like you were just saying that Windass were behind the two, Patterson and Smith, but I don't know if that swapped in the game because Patterson seemed to be deeper than Windass for most of the game, running around like a headless chicken, completely useless. That's probably his worst game all season.
What, Patterson's?
Yeah, I would say so.
I tell you what, though, but I think he has a role to play. A lot of people slagged off New You for playing a similar role. And Patterson, sometimes you need somebody to do some dirty graft.
Yeah, and I agree, and I like him for that, but he didn't even do that. So he wasn't effective at what he's actually effective at doing. So he just didn't do that.
He had a shot that he made to be proud of, I think.
Asking people where the ball is. He had no idea what was going on. Is it over here? No. Is it over there? No.
So the game starts, and we started totting it around, and already I felt you could sense something was coming here. We didn't really grab it by the knackers, did we? I mean, this is a team that we finished a significant amount of points higher than in the league, Ash. And
I mean, if the reports are believed, it's 19 points, Dan. I don't know if anyone heard it before the game, especially on Sky TV. I mean,
yeah.
19 points, eh? Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd have thunk it? But there's always that time when people mention that stat, and especially in Sheffield Wednesday fans specifically will sit there and go, "Yeah, but how many points did Brighton have on us when we knocked them out?" Yeah, the way that
15.
that they didn't go up. So I first 20 minutes happened, and then it happened. The first goal. Run me through that, pal, because I can't even look at it. I'm done with it.
Yeah, well, the first goal was a Sheffield Wednesday one. Michael Smith was 1-on-1 with the keeper. Oh, no, was it fuck? Because he's useless. Fucking hell. Anyway.
Yeah, tell us about that. Tell us about running through, because he just absolutely shit the bed, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Oh, yeah, 20 goals, though. Papa John scored 4, I think, somewhere.
The problem with that chance is that he might as well have written a letter to that keeper telling him where he was going to put it. Like his body.
Dearest goalkeeper.
It was like, it's over there, pointing in that direction.
He's got 17 league goals.
Have you
I
seen?
thought, oh,
Have you
he's
seen?
giving him real eyes here because he's telling him he's going to put it over there, but no, it's actually where it went.
Is that clip from a few years ago? You know, the crowd behind the goal with the big arrows.
Yeah,
Like that.
like, well, I just can't believe that's how he approached it. It was just like
He should have took another touch at least.
just do anything other than that. If he'd have fallen on it, it would. But oh my god, I can't believe he actually.
But like as
I mean,
Blair just said, then he scored 17 league goals this season. Of all the players you'd expect to at least test the keeper proper, it'd be him, right?
Well, he obviously thought, I'm not rate fast. Their defender must have caught me by now, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. I don't know. I can't believe how obvious it was where he was gonna put it. I'm not a keeper, and I could have run on and run into the net and saved it. I don't know why.
I think that just set the tone for the game. I think I really do.
Yeah.
An easy for me to say, an easy shot. I never played football in my life, but an easy chance to score, and he fluffed it. And then people look at, don't they, like the chance of the game, what could make the game turn, and then we're at 3 minutes later, fucking shit happened.
It was such an innocuous shot, wasn't it? It was such a. It's what should have been a really routine save for a goalkeeper. Who was it that said that Blair's really good at Blair? That Dawson, was it you, Blair, that said Dawson's really good at reflex saves or something? Was that you?
No, last week when he had that like save against McGoldrick, it was like perfect height for him, and it would have been like nowhere near post.
Routine.
Well, yeah, it was a routine save for a goalkeeper. He had no one in front of him. The ball didn't go through a crowd of people. When it just sort of like, he must face that shot every training session.
Yeah.
And then the fucking Twitter was like stroking him off, like it was like some sort of like unbelievable seaman against Pescasolido. Do you know what I mean? Caliber save, and it was like, no, it was just a save you'd expect a goalkeeper to do.
Well, fast forward a week, he didn't manage that.
I know. And then fast forward a week, it was almost like match fixing. I'll just fucking put it in ball for you, mate.
Oh, whoa! We at the Wednesday week
allegedly.
No, it was.
So,
it wasn't even any sort of power shot or anything.
Nope.
It was a speculative, just on the ground.
Have a pop on target, right?
Yeah, routine.
It was the third
pick it up, and it was just.
It was a third. It was a third mistake in the entire thing, though, wasn't it? So Windass just like let someone just run past him on the wing. And it like bounced off him, and then like Geezer crossed it in, and Volks, bless him, tried to get it, and then it was right into the player's path. And then what happened next? And then Dawson just didn't even try and save it, but it might as well not bothered.
What was your reaction to it, Holly, when that went in? I bet you had some choice words to say, didn't you?
I think that we should just play running keepers now, and just because what's point? They're not stopping anything either. Because if Stockdale had been in it, he just saved it and parried it to their striker anyway, like he was doing before Dawson came back in. So we might as well just not play him. Just have an extra man outfield. They'll be out of position like everyone else, but we might as well try it. Goal. Like Blair just said,
at least. They won't see it coming.
Like Blair just said, Windass is just tootling along for some reason. Palmer's way out of position. Volks is at full stretch, then just kicks it like a heat-seeking missile to that guy's foot. Even he can't believe it. So he just like farts it towards goal. He probably didn't even watch it because he probably thought, well, it's an easy save, so it's not going to go in. And then Dawson just went, whoop. I honestly, I've watched it a few times because I can't believe my own eyes.
Yeah, I watched it a few times going, has that gone in? I mean, the Peterborough fans in the boozer were going absolutely mental. I'm like, don't get me wrong, right? I am not turned into a hologram. I am not Cameron Dawson's biggest fan, right? Which may shock you after he slagged me off on the internet. But we
can slag him off though, it's fine.
But that was just shit. Now, Ash, I mean, all right, we'll put a pin in the game just for a second now, but how do you think he's got a long way to come back to get the trust of the Sheffield Wednesday fans, right?
Yeah, I think both goalkeepers this season have had the ricks, haven't they? They've in and out. I think Darren Moore's changed it round twice. Each keeper in and out twice, and he's made his decisions for whatever reason. That's up to him. That's what he gets paid for. And I think you can't be naive to think every goalkeeper's got a bit of a fuck up in them, haven't they? They have, but it's
League One, right?
Yeah, it's League One. It's just the amount that both keepers seem to have, and I know it's always highlighted because goalkeepers make mistakes, and they're 9 times out of 10 punished with a goal. So it's on the highlights. We think we know about it. We see it. There's been mistakes. I think Dawson made a mistake at Forest Green, and he got away with it, but it was a proper fuck up as well. It could have been worse than it was, if that's possible. So yeah, and he I think, and this is no one else, he's a confidence player. So you think he's let that in? Let it in, should I say? Well, he's gone straight through him. Like Holly said, he's a hologram.
He did let it in. In the truest sense of the word, he let it in.
So, and then I think from there, his head's probably gone. And it's like you say, it's a long way back from there in confidence and with the fans. But they did. I was in the crowd, and they did chant, "He's one of our own." They did try and get behind him. It lasted probably one line, but they did try, and fair play to him and everything. There was quite a few voices saying that, because you've got to, haven't you? It was early on in the game. He's made an absolute howler, and he was going to have a stormer after that, weren't he?
Well, did he? So fast forward 15, 16 minutes. I've just settled into my seat. I thought we played some nicer football. We could see it totting around, and then Blair. It happened again, didn't it? Now,
I mean, this goal's even. Everyone's just out of position. No one's trying. No one's even running. No one's closing down. It was just like Bannon gets sent for a hot dog.
Why didn't he stay on his feet? Why did he not stay on his feet?
Because it looks good when you win the ball like that.
Amateur standard. Nobody does that. Nobody dives in like that.
So he flies in.
Amateur standard though, Holly. Like, we've all got jobs, you know what I mean? And we all go, I'm not diving in for that. I've got work tomorrow.
You could at least put the player out, and it could have been a free kick.
But I think it's got a lot to do with what you were saying about the first goal, though, as well. Like, did he even watch it go in? Because even then, that was just a speculative slap towards goal. It's like Ferguson said to him, just hit it towards goal. As soon as you get half a chance, just slap it, right? And
the run up the geezer takes for the second goal, like he has like he's like a proper. It's like a free kick. He has that much of a run up to hit it clean, and it's going fucking miles wide.
It's going well wide, isn't it?
So if Johnson closed him down, he might have took a touch. He might have gone out. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a game you've got to win. And what annoys me, I mean, if we lost, and I mean, I could save this point to end the match, but I'm going to say it now. Like, if we lost and they fucking ran the blood to water, and you go fair play, you've outran the opposition team, and you just got unlucky with a shit goal by keeper or a deflection, and it's only 2-0. You think fair play, but they didn't even fucking try, which is like the annoying thing.
There's and I think we'll get to that. There was a definite malaise after the game for me, and even at this point, right, even as it's gone in, I still think Dawson could have done better with it. I don't think he'd set himself. I don't think he were ready
he set himself for a cross, didn't he?
I just don't think he were ready, because if anything, the deflection from Johnson, on the telly they played like 16 times, and I still couldn't tell whether it took a deflection. I didn't work out there was a deflection until Sunday afternoon, but like I was like, where is it? Is there a deflection? It may as well have grazed his shirt. You know what I mean? It's not like it rapidly changed the trajectory. I still think he shit the bed.
But why does Johnson turn away from it? Just let it hit you. It turns that way and it goes towards the goal, but if it just hits him straight on, it goes back towards that other guy. Why would you turn away from it?
Take it in the ball like a man, Johnson.
Just let it hit you.
And there's a thing that annoys me, and you'll probably notice it as you see again now. Goalkeepers in this country specifically, if a goal is going, and I'm going to try and show you now, and it's going to be annoying for the audio listeners here, but if there's a ball going top right, I'm going to reach my right arm to it. Now, what Dawson does is that continental thing that Kepa Arrizabalaga does for Chelsea, where he comes round with the top arm and he tries to get his left arm over his own head. Just, what the fuck are you doing, you silly ginger prick? Like, What are you doing? You're 6'3". Just fucking reach up and stop it going in, dickhead. Anyway, that one for me was as bad as the first one.
The thing from that goal, and which you all know, I mean, it's a well documented fact that I'm not Barry Bannon's biggest fan and everything, but the way he acted after that goal was absolutely fucking disgusting towards Dawson.
What, throw his arms up?
He just looked at him, and I was to the back left, opposite side to you, Holly. So I was like that, and I could see, and the absolute stare he gave him was fucking. And he's supposed to be captain now, man. He fucking.
It's like when you have that dickhead at school, and he's like in PE, and you're playing six-a-side, and geezer who thinks he's very good on your team, and then like he hardly puts in the effort in, and then when you concede, he blames everyone but himself. That's what
I'll tell you
like.
what, Blair, you just give me a window into your depressing school life.
Oh yeah, man.
You know what I mean? You're getting screamed at.
I just didn't get it. It made a Rickford first goal. Is not. I don't think he were at fault for second, but obviously he could have probably done a bit better. But the way just from your captain, you don't want that. You're in a fucking pretty important game, and you want someone to be supportive and give you a thing. But he just fucking made him look 2 inch tall, fucking smaller than him.
Good. Bloody deserved it as far as I was concerned. There's only so many times, right?
It don't make any difference, does it?
Well, this is it. There's only so many times you can put your arm around a geezer and go, "It's all right. It don't matter." It did. Everything bloody mattered. No. But even then, right? Even then, at this point, I'm sat there going 2-0. We could do 2-0. 2-0. We can do it, Hillsborough. It's not gone. It's not gone. It's not gone. And then
we went. Third one.
We didn't even have any. We didn't even have any chances though. Rest of second half, really, did we?
No, we didn't. So you're thinking to yourself, right? They're going to go in at half time, and they're going to do something. You know, Moore's going to absolutely smash them up. So that reminds me, it's half time. Do you want to look dapper? Do you want to add a little bit of class for any occasion? Then you need to come and see us at New Hugh's New Hats. We've got top hats. We've got baseball caps. We've even got those stupid hats the idiots wear to make themselves look like one of the Peaky Blinders. Whatever the occasion, come and find us at New Hugh's New Hats, or even at www.bernardbreslawlookalike.com. At New Hugh's New Hats. They're really classy in that. So I thought I'd give us that opportunity to take a bit of a break and talk about half time. So, right, there's been a break, right? And you're thinking, right, Moro's going to smash him up here. He's going to absolutely box him up. He's going to get him told. Then what happened, Ash? They came out raring to go, didn't they, pal?
Did they come out? Because, yes, I totally agree with you. 2-0's what's stupid. It's a disaster, but it's not something it's not going to come back from. Could get one goal in second half, go back to Hillsborough 2-1, keep them at 2-0. Brilliant. You've had you've had 2 goalkeeping errors maybe, and then that's it. But then come out, 50th minute was it? 5 minutes after the half to.
Yep. Hang on, I'll tell you in a second. I think I've got it in front of me somewhere. Let's have a look.
50th minute, I think.
50th minute. It was 50th minute.
Yeah.
50th minute, 5 minutes in, and that then when that moment went in, I went. All of a sudden, it all comes flooding back. All the ticket bullshit for trying to go to an away game. All the shitty football we've had to watch. Away days at Accrington fucking Stanley. And all of a sudden, it all just comes in and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then it dawned on me, I've got to drive up 4 hours next Thursday to go and see if I can watch them get, at this point, 4 goals. You know what I mean? But so I'll give you a minute, Blair, because that New Yat's done you. Ollie, this third one's gone in. I mean, were you even sat there thinking, if we get one back, can we get one back? Do you we could still do it? Or had you lost it at all that point?
I saw Ash at half time and I said, it's 2-0. Do you think we're going to score more than 2 at Hillsborough? And we were both like, probably not. And then we come back out and conceded again. And I'm like, this is now looking really quite bad.
I mean, you guys were there. I mean, how many people were still queuing up for a pint? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was anybody out?
Probably a lot, but or either fucked off early at half time, seen 2 goals and then thought, fuck it, we're off.
The thing, I thought that we would get beat. I thought it'd be like 1 or 2-0, and I'd accepted that in my mind. On the way down, I were really happy. We were all singing to Bad Romance and having a good sing along in car, and we were all right. And I thought I can accept 2-0, and then it just went so bad.
Now, hang on. Sometimes I get this one mixed up. Which is the third one? Is this the one where Dawson's made a save and then decided to stand and hold hands with the post? What was it? What was the third one, Blair? Run me through it.
The third one is we was actually on an attack.
Yeah.
And then I think it's Palmer who loses position. Either Patterson or Palmer loses possession, and then they just pass through.
They do look alike, to be fair.
Yeah.
Jack Taylor, their centre half, picked the ball up, started running. I think Bannon went into slide tackle and missed him.
Yeah, Bannon slide tackle again.
Could have legged him up. Should have done.
And then as the cross is going in,
that's it.
Palmer's just jogging back, which I really appreciated. Thinking, fucking player of the season, and it's like this is what I meant about effort. Like at half time, it's 5 minutes after half time, and they're still not running more than the Peterborough players. But Stuart Gray, loved the geezer. He said something about it was something along the lines of like application beats ability if ability doesn't apply itself or something like that. Because we had a pretty bang average team, but they worked the fucking socks off. And our team's got talent, but it just didn't apply itself at all. It was fucking wank.
It applied itself like a headless chicken, though, running around chasing the ball, which I think it was after the third goal. The Olays come out. How fucking embarrassing was that?
No.
I was about to say that. They were doing the Olays, and it felt like about 3 hours worth of Olays. At some point,
someone at least crop someone, break it up.
At some point,
carry on.
As an individual, you think, fuck that, and somebody either gets the ball or gets dead. But something happens. Like, don't just stand there and watch them have your pants down for that long. All those fans are watching them be embarrassed, feeling second-hand embarrassment while they kept olaying forever.
But they need the fans to turn up. Just remember that.
I mean,
they need the fans to turn up.
Oh fuck! Like we turn.
I know we turn up every week.
I don't get that.
Ash's applying for new, better paid jobs to afford following this bloody team around.
I know it's cost me a fucking fortune this season.
And because he takes his kid, he's got to buy 2 pies instead of 4 pies. But you know what I mean, right? There's
petrol,
pies,
mate. Fucking petrol.
Petrol is cheap. And was there a train strike on that weekend or something? Was there an issue with the
Friday night? I think Friday night there was a train. I think there was a train strike. It's not like it's going back to the thing of asking the fans to turn up. I don't think anyone can message in and correct me. I don't think we've had an away game that's not been sold out. Yes, it might not have looked full because of people buying the TPP and all that. If it's Plymouth away on a Tuesday night, all that. I do get that. That's another conversation. But I think we must have sold out every away allocation. Yeah. Now, yes, granted, not everyone can go and all that, and it's expensive and all that. But I don't think the club or Darren Moore or any player can turn around and say that the fans haven't turned up.
No,
I think
in that context. Yes, all right. They might moan like fuck sometimes, but they only moan when shit on the pitch is shit.
Well, I feel like the fans were still quite positive until that third goal went in. Or maybe after the fourth goal, they held it in as long as they could. And then the Peterborough fans started taking piss out of us. And then that's what... Then once they started singing top of the league and we fucked it up, that's when our fans started going, oh, yeah. And then started...
The third goal hurt the most for me.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. The third goal went in, and that was it. That was a bit of a sinking of the shoulders and went, well, shit, we are up against it here. We will be up against it. But after that, for, was it 10, 15 minutes, we had our best passage of play. We had quite a few efforts. We had a penalty decision, obviously not gone against us, but if anyone ever saw it, they would say it was definitely a penalty handball.
I heard it. Yeah. How did you not hear it in his arm?
It was
like this, though.
He might as well have gone, and like...
The rules, it don't matter, does it? If it hits the hand, it's a penalty. It doesn't matter if it's unnatural position or not. That's
There
the
was
rules, I
there
believe.
was a big chat in the boozer that there was a rumor about VAR being involved in this game. But is
No,
that just
final.
reserved for the final?
It was just the final. Yeah, it was the final.
So they were all discussing. I was sat there watching it with a Liverpool fan, and he's going, "Well, that should go to VAR. Why is VAR not picked that up?" And I'm absolutely chewing my face like, "You bloody just get it." I said, "There's no VAR in League One."
Prick.
Yeah,
and then we had, I think, and Eque had one cleared off the line as well, and
yep.
It was a bit of a
The
goal
one went up
rush.
Flint as well, didn't they? Did you have a shot? Did it go up Flint or was that Eque? I mixed up another two.
Two that look alike. I know what you mean.
But if you look at the stats, if you just look at the stats in
I don't see,
isolation, that you'd have thought that it were us that had won 4-0. Because I mean, the percentage of possession is down 40-odd%, 50-odd, but that's like probably a lot of games we've played and won. But we had more shots, we had more on target, we had more of the play.
Yeah, but what are they counting for that? Every single corner that we did were crap. Every free kick were crap. Even his throw-ins were crap. What are them stats counting? What's Barry Bannon's pass
fucking positivity, Holly? It's counting positivity. I'm trying to pull at some. I'm the grumpy bastard of the pod, and I'm the only one who's positive.
Ash is trying to be positive, sweet child of mine. This is where we've gone now. The whole world is topsy-turvy, boys and girls. I don't know what's happening anymore. And Ash is trying to be positive after getting smashed 4-0. But okay, so let's talk about the last goal then, Holly. So, this one for me was, as far as I'm concerned, another error in Dawson's camp, because he made a great stop, albeit again, as Blair would say, it was right at him. But it was a good save. But then they were appealing for something, and everybody just stopped.
Offside.
And then Flint went to charge down the guy that put the cross in, and then you had in the middle Palmer, he was there, and then you had Iorfa in there, and then you had, for some reason, Cameron Dawson just stood hugging the post like one of those protesters. Hugging trees so they don't get knocked down for a lovely block of flats or a Tesco Express. You know what I mean? And come on, man, it was the easiest goal ever scored, wasn't it?
He just obviously thought he was 100% going to shoot from the to the near post, and he just committed to that. And then when he crossed it, it were obviously going to be a goal because it were in his own postcode. That guy, whoever it was, I can't remember.
Clark Harris. Yeah,
which right,
who was actually Flint had kept quite quiet. I was actually quite happy with how Flint had played him. I think he made the right decisions, right times, going up tight to him, bullying him a bit. He won 9 times out of 10 the headers, and kept him relatively quiet.
I've lost you there, Rash. My apologies. I lost you there for a second. He won 9 times out of 10 headers. And then what did you go on to say?
Oh, I don't fucking give over. My memory's shocking, man.
At the point when they realise he's got the ball, they all get sucked in towards it, and that's what leaves that space for Clark Harris.
The amount of standing around absolutely slaughtered me. Bear in mind as well, on your point, Ash, let's not say Adrian Flint did not have a good game. You know what I mean? There's been a few sketchy moments since the Barnsley game, but there was a few shitty performances on that day. But there was a weird bit so as we were saying that the best passage of play was after we'd conceded the third goal. So in terms of blaming Darren Moore and getting players up for it and pointing out who's where and who's tracking back and who's doing what, we did it. They just took the shit out of our sails by smashing in a third one 5 minutes after the break. But even then, if we'd have got one back before they got that third one, just one.
What got me is you could see after the first goal after 20 minutes, you could see that how we were set up wasn't working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And to go into the half time at 2-0 down, you're thinking, well, hoping Darren Moore makes a change or does something, but they came out exactly the same. And it was, I know he's been said before he hasn't got a plan B. He's tactically naive. He doesn't make the big changes and things like that.
That's what the West Brom fans said when we first got him as well.
He has done in the past. He has made changes, and it's obviously you only highlight once again.
Doncaster Rovers.
And yeah, well, yeah, but you can only go on what he's done, can't you?
You're right, Ash. I mean, I said this just after the Cheltenham game, as it goes, actually, saying it took him too long to realise it weren't working. Do something about it. Everybody gets an extra 5 minutes. Everybody just gets an extra couple of, and all of a sudden, we're making these big changes towards the back end of the game, and it's too little, too late. Now,
it looked like they were already predetermined changes. Does that sound?
Yeah.
Does that
Have
anyone?
I think have we played a player behind the two strikers a lot this season, or has it been a flat three? Because in my head, I feel like we played a flat three the entire time.
No, there was a couple of three up front where Windass has moved out to the right, and we've had somebody like Bandart on the left, if I remember rightly. But a lot of the time we've had Windass.
There, he just didn't work, did it?
No, and we did have Patterson wide right, and Windass on the left. That's what we did in the past when we've tried three up front. But I don't think we've ever had an attacking midfielder feeding two strikers.
Yeah, that's how they started, didn't they?
But have we ever made any subs before 60 minutes? Or is that just like he's watching clock waiting for that to happen?
Well, it's interesting you said that.
He should have done the midfield. I would have played the mid. Well, he's all right in hindsight, but Reece James, if he was fit enough to come on it in the 90th minute, like watch him make a massive impact, he could have started.
It's funny you said that, Holly.
Started him.
Gregory came on for Pato on 59 minutes, so jot that down. I
was like, got you.
That goddamn.
I'm gonna go early, guys. I'm gonna go early.
Surely Gregory was fit enough to start, though. I mean, it was only a broken cheekbone. It's not like he had a.
Sorry, say that again. What?
He broke his cheekbone, didn't he?
Who did?
Gregory.
That's why he's wearing the mask. That was his injury.
Yeah, when he came on trussed up like Bruce the Barber Beefcake.
So, I mean, if you're going to start, if you're going to start Patterson up front, might you just go Gregory and Smith up front and Windass, not?
Well, someone's going to have to explain to me what the formation was when Adeniran came on for Smith. So are we seriously something like 3 or 4-0 down and we took off a striker for a midfielder? Is that actually what happened?
That is what happened. The 20-goal striker
goal machine.
That we have,
goal machine
came on for a midfielder that's hardly played, and when he has played, he's played at right wing back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
that is what happened, Daniel.
So then we've gone to the formation that we've played majority of the entire season, where we've got 3 in midfield and then Windass feeding a striker. But we've done that while we're already getting our arse handed to us. Is that correct?
That is correct, Daniel.
Because normally I listen to a lot of these radio shows where I say a lot of these radio shows. I listen to a lot of Simon Jordan because I think the way he uses language is stunning. I don't always agree with him, but I think he puts some really good points across, and he's always constantly blaming the players, and it's not always the owner's fault and all the rest of it. And I have to get these players in and pay them that, and they're all protected and all the rest of it. But given what we've just spoke about there, about the choices that Moore makes about his substitutions, about the attitude of the players, about the ineptitude in terms of changing the formation around, there is a lot of people, and Cameron Dawson having Rivita wrists, there is a lot of people culpable. I don't want to use the term perfect storm, but there was a lot of people shit the bed that night. It was a perfect storm of absolute trash, weren't it, Hol?
I think the problem is that Peterborough probably would have accepted 2-0, so we said, why not a 4?
Yeah, that's what they said at half time, H. Yeah, they've gone, fuck it, let's just give him 4, lads. Oh, cheers, man. Really,
all the other playoff games from this weekend ended either a draw or one team being 1 goal better.
As they should. It's the first leg of a playoff game. Everything should be 1-0 or 0-0. That's what it should be. That's what I expected. That's what I had a bet on. And speaking of bet on, even when Sheffield Wednesday were 3-0 down, I put a bet on 5-0, and I still got 20-1. Not even the bookies could believe it.
Well, they are bookies. Like you trust them.
always.
It's it goes back to what I said about, I think it was last week's show, weren't it, about the playoffs and is playing away. And this has actually happened. I think I said it. What happened if we get smashed at Peterborough? And it happened. So is the way they do the playoffs. And I'm not only just, I said it before, obviously we had the result. I'm not just saying it because I'm a bitter twat. But is it the right way of doing it? We were ahead 19 points and everything. And surely there should be some way of, I don't know, having an advantage, choosing if you play home or away. Everyone says, "Oh, you choose to play away first, wouldn't you?" Fuck, you want after Friday.
Yeah, never again will we choose to play away. Now, so the night went on. I had a couple of Jaeger bombs with the Peterborough fans because I got a bit lippy and I didn't want them to beat me up because there was a lot of them. And I got absolutely mashed and came on with a Popwell duck. So I don't know where I went and what I did, but there was Popwell involved, I assume. So that's fun.
Sounds like a good choice.
Yeah, me and Popwell have not been mates since 2016 either. So how that's come about, no idea. So woke up on Saturday and I popped out a tweet saying, has anybody else been walking around the house just muttering to themselves, fucking 4-0? And I think everybody else did. And then I had a load of Peterborough fans jump on it as well, going, yeah, we have an all, but not like you have. They were going, fucking 4-0. So what we need to do is talk about going forward, right? So we're coming up to the game at Hillsborough. Blair, I'll come to you first. I mean, I thought that the formation that we played on Thursday was us giving it a go. Do you feel that we can do any more in terms of giving it a go, or would you just want to see him try and die for the shirt?
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I'm going to turn up and I'm not going to slag him off at all. I'm going to literally cheer him until my throat's fucked. Like,
well, I've seen you when everybo's celebrating.
Oh yeah, we've seen
you.
that. Yeah, I was going to say that.
Wait, we'll wait into that because you lot are praising third, and look where it fucking got you.
Praising third.
Well,
I get it a celebration where one get in, and then that was it.
So
that's
just to add some context,
that's all that goal deserved.
Just to add some context to this, ladies and gents who are listening, there is a wonderful photo circulating around that's now become a stock photo for the Sheffield Star and the BBC of Holly and her dad absolutely going mental, as they are.
Forced
all, you know, forced limbs. They're celebrating Sheffield Wednesday score, and Blair sat there like someone's pissed on his cornflakes, and it's one of the funniest pictures that will ever go. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pop that out tonight and say on Thursday, and we're gonna write on that on the tweet. Ash, we'll write. Are you going to be Blair or Holly this evening? How's it going to go for Sheffield Wednesday?
How inconvenient for us to score a penalty while Blair's posing for his passport photo.
I know. I'm going away next month and all.
You can use it.
Blair. that would really make me laugh. That would really enjoy that. What about you, Holly? What do you think Thursday's going to bring?
Well, I've come full circle. So I had a really long rant at my dad after the game because he obviously didn't go about how 4-0 in a playoff first leg is more embarrassing than the Forest Green result because it's supposed to be good. We're supposed to be good. We're in the playoffs.
Supposed to be a lot better than them as well.
Yeah, we're supposed to be better. We're supposed
we let them in.
I just can't. I can't get my head around how we've lost 4-0. It's just, I still can't. But then he's gone on this big positive rant about, but what if it'll be the best turnaround ever? Like, I feel like I'd forgiven him for messing the league up. And I thought, it's all right, we're in the playoffs, fresh start. And then they've done it to me again. But I've forgiven him, I think. I think I'm back on board.
Why do you sound like a beaten wife? You know, there was, he don't mean it. You know what I mean? One of those poor
He's
cows.
going to change.
Yeah, he don't mean it. He's charming, real. He's really lovely. And then you look at him and it's a bloke called Daz, who's got a vest on and shit tattoos that look like the back of
tribal tattoos.
Yeah, like shit versions of George Clooney's tattoos from Dusk Till Dawn that I'm pretty sure I used to may or may not have had in my early 20s. And his name's always Daz or some other three-letter name because that, you know, red flag. And he sits there with a rollie on and he's like, and he's slightly going, I'll bloody tell you again. And they were like, no, he's all right. He's lovely. That's what you sound like right now. However, Ash, are you going?
Of course. Always.
Yeah, there you are. Daz has got hold of Ash and all, you see.
While ever there's even a grain of hope, you've got to, like, we wouldn't go, would we, if we fully thought it were dead? You're traveling a long way to be upset.
Ash, innit? Ash, are you in the same thing? Like, because there's a really weird thing here. So you were talking about earlier on about the fans turning up, and you know the fans are going to turn up because the reason being is one, we're a glutton for bloody punishment, and two, Yeah, he's already paid for his ticket and he's known for being thrifty as Smash. But two is also like there's an element of if we do pull it off, we will have been present for one of the greatest comebacks, only to get let down on penalties or at Wembley. But you know what I mean? There's an element of that, right?
Of course, yeah, of course. It is a massive kick in the bollocks after the first leg. It is. There's no denying that. It's 40. What is it? 46 games we've been to now. We've played and missed out, been let down. Like Holly says, we're so close for whatever reason. Said it before. The capitulation that we've suffered and just the absolute abject fucking misery of being 5 points clear, 2 games in hand. And yeah, I'm going to go. I know I'm sorry about making everyone cry, but you know, you got to face up to this shit, haven't you? They've got potentially these players have got 90 minutes and they probably won't give a shit because probably some of them will get new clubs. They'll move on. They'll stay and pick up, still probably getting paid quite handsomely for League One players.
Getting paid thousands of pounds each week. So
and so it's just the fans that will always be there. The players come and go, the managers come and go, the owners, custodians, they'll come and go. Fans will still be there, won't they? So if the club's nothing without the fans, and as the players and the manager have said, they want the fans to turn up. Well, we fucking have. So you best do. That's it, isn't it? It's as simple as that, isn't it? We have. Yes, we've gone from 22,000 to 33,000 the season. We'd sell out a couple of times, and 22,000 League One is still good. Away, like I said before, away fans selling out, paying the hard-earned money. It's yes, we've had 23 games unbeaten. Yes, we were shit for fucking probably 75% of them games, but got wins. Yes, we've got 96 points. That means fuck all. Because that isn't it? 96 points is great. Lovely. Whoa, put it on the
club record.
Honours board. Yeah. Wow.
I
club
have enjoyed
record.
this season though. I have enjoyed it.
Well, this is the thing.
Yeah, I've been to some shithole grounds and I've loved it. Don't get me wrong. If I ever see Forest Green again, there's something fucking wrong.
Well, this is the thing about football, isn't it? It's more than just winning, but you always like talk yourself around in circles because it is ultimately about winning. But then he's like, but I've met so many good people supporting this club and I enjoy going, and it's like the experience of going, is having a moan and a beer and like seeing a face not seen.
Yeah, we've seen your face when we've scored, Blair. We know you're having a moan and a beer.
He's having a whale of a time on Blair anyway to score.
If
you could guarantee a goal, which is more than likely a penalty, you are going to get yourself up for it, aren't you? You're going to stand there and go, "We're going to score it. I'm going to go fucking mental."
That what him going mental.
I know.
It didn't change the season. We finished third, regardless what happened. So why is everyone going mental? Like it's a great thing. Like,
so first game of the season next season, and we score the first goal 1-0.
No, because that's,
you're not going to celebrate.
No, because that could.
But we could be 24th.
What do you right? Could be 24th, but it won't be the end of the season. That if it's a draw or a loss, that changes the course of the season. But that goal meant nothing.
It did. It meant we got spanked by 4-0 by Peterborough because we put Derby out.
If anything,
so jot that down.
If anything, we shouldn't have got the penalty. And it was a soft penalty. And if we didn't get it, we would have got Derby in playoffs. We probably would have lost 4-0.
I'll tell you what, though, like you said earlier on, though, how disrespectful is that? Here you are, lads. We've just paved the way for you to get in the playoffs. Oh, cheers! Whack! Have some of that, you pricks! What? Come on, man! What? How horrible's that? And
they have young players who are obviously really relishing the prospect of playing in the playoffs. Can't believe they're actually in the playoffs because they fucked up quite a lot, Peter. But they could have overtaken Derby loads.
Yeah, they
last couple of weeks. Yeah. They kept cocking up, and then eventually we were the two. Ironically, we were the team like, hey lads, no, we'll let you in.
Yeah. Two things I've just realised in the last 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, that the ground that Ash didn't like the most, that you used an example there, had vegan pies and made him walk up a hill, and the second one was Pop World Duck Squeaks. So that's nice, isn't it? That's all I've got going on. that's me trying to be positive. So listen, so Thursday night's going to come round. I think I'm just going to get really drunk. I think that's my plan. But I tell you what, I think what I'd like to see, what I'm thinking would be really fun, is like, you know, when you see these Hartlepool fans on the last away day of the season and they're having congas, they're singing, they're all dressed up in Christ knows what. They all seem to pick the same fancy dress, don't they? I want to see that. I want to see an absolute party atmosphere.
Well, I'm getting my phone light out then from minute one.
Let's not do that. You know, we're not for. But you know what I mean? I think there's a great opportunity there just for us to, because the gallows humor that's come out recently has been amazing. You know what I mean? It's been really very good. And I'm, fuck it. Let's just go. Let's just see if we win 5-0. And I tell you what, if we win 5-0, Ash, you're not going work on Friday, are you, pal? No, we're going to go down Pop World. We're going to get a sack of these ducks, and we're going to.
I'm working that night. I'll start work at 11:30 that night.
Are you allowed in Pot World, Sheffield, Dan?
I don't know if I'm allowed in Pot World, Sheffield, but we will get on a train to any nearby city and get ourselves into a Pot World and get 3 Jaeger bombs for a tenner. What about that? Actually, shit, if we're up north, how much are Ollie, how much are Jaeger bombs up north?
Well, you can get 1 billion Jaeger bombs for a tenner in Pontefract, but I'm sure that's not what you mean. Take them all for a tenner. You've got actual paper money.
Are you on about Jaeger bombs or the women in Ponte?
Hey.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Let's not get misogynistic now. Let's not get...
Yeah, the woman in Pontefract that knows how to blend her makeup around the chin line, she's queen. You know what I mean? That's how it works. Right then. So, has anybody got anything to add? Yes, I promised Stevie I'd bring this up. So I'm going to bring down the somber moment just for a second, and some of the comments that Stevie saw online and what he witnessed at the at London Road Stadium, it actually affected him, and I feel like it affected his daughter a little bit as well. There was obviously the racist comment that went viral among the Sheffield Wednesday community online, that the club have acted upon 4 days later, that they finally said something about it, that they condone it and they're going to investigate it and look into it. And fair play to the club for doing it, albeit I wish it could have been a little bit earlier. You know, we are a football club. You don't just take the weekend off, do you, lads? Come on now. They've done it on a Monday morning. But, you know, I'm glad they've done something about it. But Stevie wanted to mention specifically about the fans in and amongst it. Now, Ash, Ollie, you guys were there. I mean, what sort of thing did you witness?
I witnessed a shit show from 11 people, because there were people attempting to play football.
Yeah, I was talking about more in the stands, because apparently there was more people. Go on.
So I was at the opposite end of the stand from Stevie, and I personally, and I would always say, I didn't experience anything or didn't hear anything or anything, because I'd call it out. I'd have a strong word with whoever, because I think it's abhorrent that anyone could go to a football match and say any sort of shit like what we've witnessed on social media. So for me, I didn't, but yes, I'm sure it goes on. I believe everyone that's said it or witnessed it. So I can't comment on it because I didn't think. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but for me, it's in the couple of rows that I was, didn't hear anything. But then again, I did leave like 5 minutes from the end. So, which I think may have been, which may have been at the end when a lot of stuff happened. You know, with the.
I'm surprised you lasted that long. To be fair, Holly, what did you see in front of you? Because I believe Stevie said it was around your end of the ground, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were a few like pockets of people. See, there's been a couple of times where people have like disagreed, but they were actually shoving each other, and it was very feisty in a couple of different places. I'm not sure if it might have been at the end when the players came over. I don't think people expected them to come over to the fans, and then they did, and then people started singing that they weren't fit to wear the shirt, but I couldn't hear what people were saying to each other while they were shoving each other. So I'm not quite sure, but it didn't look good at all, really.
So listen, you know, if that sort of thing's happening, like grow up for one, and two, you know, we're all on the same team. You know, coin that phrase all the time. We're all Wednesday, aren't we? Let's bloody act like it. And next week on Thursday, when we get there, let's just stop. Let's just have a party. Let's have fun. We might be fucked. We might witness the greatest comeback anybody's ever seen. But I tell you what, it's been a hell of a roller coaster. And to coin Stevie's phrase, stop it. So, does anybody have anything else to add before I wrap this whinge fest up?
I got something, if that's all right.
I'm always open for
so,
you. Ash.
everyone. Thank you very much. So, people listening and seeing our social medias can see that we've in the last couple of months put out some extra podcasts and doing a bit more social media shit. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed to the Hark Now Here. So obviously your fans' reactions, inspired by one of our own podcasters, Holly there, that's epic rant after the Barnsley game has been...
I think I've just got the audio here, haven't I? It's on here somewhere, isn't it?
Shit! You're all shit!
yeah,
And so it came to be true.
Could have been,
it was
a 4-second podcast.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I should have just played that. But yeah, it's been fantastic, the feedback and everything. And I mean, some of our contributors have spawned some of the greatest things ever spoken down a voicemail or a WhatsApp voice note. So thank you very much for everyone. Obviously, we'll continue it next season as well. So get involved. I think the latest one you did, Dan, the one that came out yesterday or whenever it was, it's got over like God knows how many views on YouTube. It's fantastic. So yeah,
it's a labour of love, that one, because listening to it to chop it up is always quite fun. And we should really rename it the Gaz Robinson Show. But my favourite thing about tweeting it out when you did it last night, Ash, was that Gaz he retweeted it, went, "Oh my God, listen to this. I don't remember sending any of them." So the fact that Sheffield Wednesday, the Wednesday week, is his drunk dial is my absolute favourite thing. Where he's gone, "Fuck this! I'm gonna send a voice note like a pissed off ex-girlfriend." You know what I mean? I'm gonna send a voice note at 3 a.m.
Well, it's because listen, I obviously set it all up. It was supposed to start next season, so I thought, now we're in some good form as well. We had a loss against Barnes, and we've got some good form. It'll be quite positive. It'll be good to hear everyone's thoughts of next season, all this, and it's just turned into a proper shit show. And apologies that obviously we can only work with the media that's been sent. So it's a thing, but yeah, guys, girls, everyone, just keep sending. I tweet it out all the time to get the number, and even if it is one of those, was it Radio 1 that used to do when you're getting picked up in the nightclub, you give them the wrong number, and you used to get people. Chris, oh no, who was it? The DJ.
Flirt Divert.
That's the one.
Oh yes, my God, let's make the Heart Now Here number the Flirt Divert number.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, get that on as well.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea.
So yeah, thanks everyone. That's great. But yeah, and just one other thing, Dan.
Keep going, mate. Keep going.
Yeah, sorry. The weekend just gone, it was the Rio Spur charity game. Mm-hmm. So absolutely thousands of people turned up to go and watch it on Sunday. It was fantastic. Great for a great cause. So well done everyone that donated, played, the ex-players, and anyone who went down and bought tickets. And I think fantastic achievement and well done. And big love to the Spur family as well.
There was a significant amount of decent names that had turned up for that game. My favourite being Mark Beavers, who turned up seemingly surprisingly from Australia to come and support his old mate Spurs. So I thought that was really cool, and I believe that Rio had some good news last week. Hopefully that all keeps as it was. But it's nice to end it on some relatively positive news after what could have been an absolute shit show. So listen, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. My name's been Dan Fodger, and with me I've got Ash, Holly, and Blair.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Blair, I've put you on specially. I brought you onto the side to talk about men's grooming, downstairs grooming.
Well, as you know, I'm the biggest men's grooming guy in the biz today, Foot.
Well, of course you are. Of course you are. And I know that you're a big gym guy. I know you're a big runner. And have you ever been out and about and all of a sudden you've got what can be described as a small fire down there?
It's as red as a fire engine down there sometimes, Foot.
Well, I tell you what, that's a good point, because right now, the Wednesday week for the next few weeks is going to be brought to you by Manscaped. And we're giving away... Well, we're giving away discounts on the Manscaped 4.0 bundle.
What's it include?
I've got it's the performance package, mate. You've got the lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, weed whacker, yeah, a crop reviver toner, so it brings it back if you need it. Performance boxer briefs if performing is an issue for you, mate.
I'm fully seeded, but
Fully seeded. I enjoy that. Yeah. So and then we've got all the bits that'll keep it off the bathroom floor. We've got it's waterproof. It cuts down the issue that you might get. It helps reduce the likelihood of getting an ingrowing hair as well.
Perfect. And that's coming from a Gillette fan.
In it. So I thought you'd be a fan. So listen, you guys back home, you guys watching and listening right now, you can get a discount on this if you enter the code TWW20 into the checkout at the end, and you can get yourself a 20% discount. That's the Manscaped 4.0 bundle. Get on it. The Wednesday week is also brought to you by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. I bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.